Welcome to Budget Beauty, where I help you look flawless for less. Welcome back, and a very special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen, and this is Budget Beauty. We do everything beauty on a budget, and that includes testing new makeup, trying out new collections, new eyeshadow palettes, and I can't wait to share this collection with you. When this was released, I immediately said add to cart. I bought the entire collection, and that is the Colourpop Haunted Mansion collection in collaboration with Disney, my favorite ride at Disney, and I am not a Disney adult. I don't love Disney. However, that ride is one of my favorites, and I recently saw the movie with my girlfriends and thought it was really, really good. Now, one thing I want to point out is I have not made a single purchase from Colourpop in the year of 2023, and it is almost October. So this is actually the first Colourpop item or collection I have purchased this year. I like Colourpop a lot, but nothing has really drawn me in, and they've really slowed down their releases this year, which definitely is not a bad thing. But when this was sneak peeked, I thought I gotta have it all. So I am here today to share with you the entire Colourpop Haunted Mansion collection. I will link it down below. I think some of the pieces are sold out, but I know that they talked about bringing everything back, so it'll all be down in the description box for you. So if you're excited, give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not, turn your bell on because I upload lots and lots of new videos every single week. Again, I will link the entire collection down below for you, as well as my favorite beauty subscription boxes, all of the other makeup that I'm wearing in today's video if you would like to recreate this look, and come follow me on TikTok for a little bit more beauty on a budget. So let's jump in. Let's go over the entire Colourpop Haunted Mansion collection. So I am going to go ahead and insert close-up swatches as we go through everything, and then we will test out the product. So the first thing in the collection is the Glitterly Obsessed Body Glitter. This is glow in the dark. How fun is that? I thought this would be so much fun for spooky season. If you're attending a Halloween party, or if you go out a lot to clubs and things that have black lights, I thought this would be really fun. This is called Madame Leona, and it is a glittery body gel. Now it comes in this cute little container. Make sure you leave the stopper in there so that it doesn't dry out. It is definitely more of a chunky glitter, which I actually kind of like for the reflective purposes. I did go in my closet back there and look at this after it sat out in the light, and she glows in the dark. Now I have heard that it's more glowy in the container than on the body, but you can still see it glow in the dark on the body. So I'm excited for this, especially for Halloween. I do have a Halloween party coming up. I'm also going to a retreat in November where we're doing kind of a dress up event, and I thought that it would be fun to put some of the Glitterly Obsessed body gel on. There are also 4 Super Shock shadows in this collection. Now I always say that I don't reach for my single shadows a lot, so I almost didn't pick these up, but it ended up being a better deal if I just bought the entire collection. And I'm really happy that I did, because one of these Super Shock shadows we're gonna use as a highlight, because as soon as I swatched it, I thought that would be the perfect highlight shade. So the first shade is Eyeing You. Now the packaging of this entire collection is so well done, as always with Colourpop, and this is a kind of mermaid-esque blue-green Super Shock shadow. This is beautiful. This would be so pretty all over the lid. The Super Shock formula is really, really nice from Colourpop. Now the next shade is Creepin'. Now this is also a beautiful shade. This is the one that I think we could use as a highlighter. It does shift from blue to purple to silver. It would be beautiful as an inner corner highlight, a brown bone highlight, but today I think we're gonna use it as a face highlight, and maybe the inner corner as well. We'll kind of see how the eye look turns out, but this is so absolutely beautiful. This is the Super Shock that caught my attention initially, and like I said, I immediately thought highlight. Next up is the shade Stare Down. This is a purple Super Shock, and then it has kind of a shift to kind of a black gold. It looks like it has a black base, so I think it's going to be very, very beautiful on the eyes. All of these swatched so nicely, as the Super Shocks usually do. And last but not least, for Super Shocks, we have the shade Frightful. And this is a deep, dark, kind of sultry shade. Again, deep blue, purple, silver shift with the black base. Again, this is absolutely beautiful. They killed it with the Super Shocks in this collection. They all pair beautifully with the palette, which you'll see as we do our eye look. And then there's 4 lippies in the collection. We have a color changing, pH changing lip gloss and 3 liquid lipstick. Let's go over the lip products and then we'll actually do lip swatches at the end to determine what lip color we want to use today. So the first shade is Beware. Now this is a very neutral liquid lip. I thought this was an interesting addition to the collection. It didn't really scream Haunted Mansion to me or spooky season, but I understand why they would put in a neutral lip for anybody who just wants more of a neutral lip. Now I do wear this type of shade a lot. I just thought it was an interesting kind of odd addition to this particular collection. I feel like they could have went with something a little more exciting and fun because it's Haunted Mansion and it's Halloween. The next shade is called Hitch a Ride. And this is what I think about when I think of Halloween, spooky season, Haunted Mansion. This is a purple liquid lip. Now, when I swatched this, it was really a wearable purple shade. It's not an in-your-face purple. I mean, it's definitely purple, but it does have that mauve-y undertone as well. So this I'm actually really excited about. And this is the shade I personally am most excited to try out. This is Summoned Spirit. So this is that vampy, burgundy, Halloween spooky season quintessential shade. I love this. I mean, I think all 3 of the liquid lips are really pretty. We're again going to do lip swatches. And then your color changing gloss or your pH changing gloss is called Graveyard Shift. So this is a purple gloss, but that it is very sheer and not opaque when you swatch it, and when you put it on your lips it is supposed to be pH changing, which means it's going to become a typical pink shade. I'm excited for this. We're going to test this out on my lips with no liquid lip, and then we'll top our liquid lip that we choose for today's look with it to kind of see how the gloss pairs with the liquid lipsticks. And then last but not least, we have the palette. So this is the Welcome Foolish Mortals palette. I love the packaging. I mean, they always kill their packaging. I love that you can see the name of the palette through the unicarton, and the inside of the palette says there's no turning back now, which is part of the movie, part of the ride. And I love that little added touch. I think that makes it extra special. The front of the palette is really beautiful. It has this shifty image of the Haunted Mansion, and on the back we have the ghosts as well as the color shades. Now there is no mirror in the palette. In fact, the top of it says Beware, and the color story is gorgeous. It is a cool toned color story. I love that there's grays, there's blues, there's purples. It really does say Halloween and it says Haunted Mansion, especially if you've seen the movie. This is the vibe of the movie in a palette. I will say that there are quite a few light mattes. I mean, we have 1, 2, 3 pretty light mattes, at least these 2 at the top. I feel like they could have replaced one of those with maybe a teal matte, because we have this really teal, we have this teal shimmer and then this kind of black based teal sparkle shade, but we don't have a teal matte. And I think that one of these definitely could have been replaced with that, but that's just my personal opinion. But I will say that the color story of the palette is beautiful and I can't wait to put this on my eyes. So let me go ahead and zoom you in and let's create today's look. So the first thing I'm going to do, per usual, is prime my eyes with my MAC Paint Pot and Painterly. I always use an eyeshadow primer. For me, I feel like it keeps my shadow in place and it prevents creasing and settling into my fine lines. Now I did just get back from my workout. I work out at 5 a.m. outside Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I just finished my workout, hence why the hair is in a pony. But it actually worked out perfect to film this video and do this look for today because I have a really, really busy day today. I am going to tap out my eye primer in case there's any creasing. Now I definitely want to use at least one of the Super Shock shadows on my lid as well as the one we're going to use for highlight. I'm really going to focus on the mattes in this palette and at least 1 or 2 of the shimmer shades. But again, I do want to focus on using one of the Super Shocks. I want to see how it performs on the eye. So the first shade I'm going to pick up is this pinky shade, one of the lighter shades in the palette called Portrait chamber on a big fluffy brush, and I'm going to use that as my transition, basically setting my eye primer and going a little bit above my crease. I do have hooded eyes, so I do want to be able to see this shade once I add a crease shade and when my eyes are open. This is actually more pigmented than I expected. You can see that it's a pinky lavender shade. That is actually really pretty. It's a shade that I feel like I don't have in my huge eyeshadow palette collection, and it is going on and blending out beautifully. There is a bit of kick up in the pan, which typically means pigmentation, so it's a little bit on the powdery side, but I'm not seeing fallout, and like I said, it's applying beautifully. So see, you can see that little bit of kick up in the pan. And then I'm going to pick up the shade Graveyard Stroll, which is this gray, this really pretty cool toned gray, again on a fluffy brush, and I'm going to tap, tap, tap that just in the crease and then blend with that windshield wiper motion. I'm going to focus that shade just in the crease, not going above the crease because I want to see that fun lavender shade above the gray. So that was one tap in, and that's all I need for the crease. So very, very pretty, very, very pigmented. Now there is a bit of kick up in the pan for this shade as well, but again, I'm not seeing any fallout on my face. So I'm never mad about kick up because like I said, that typically means pigmentation. Now one last little tap into Portrait Chamber, which is that first shade we use, and I'm going to just tap that in and blend. I just want to make sure that that pretty shade peeks out above our gray shade. So the deepest shade in the palette, and really the only one for the outer corner in my opinion, would be this deep shade here called New Orleans. I guess you could use Graveyard Stroll, the one we did in the crease, if you really packed it on and built it up. But we're going to go with the shade New Orleans, which I'm gonna tap it off too because again, we've got some kick up in the pan. This looks like an eggplant purple shade. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. That is a cool toned, beautiful eggplant shade that has a brown base. This is a perfect addition to this palette, in my opinion. It is the best option, I feel like, to deepen up that outer corner and add in some depth. Again, like I said, there's some kick up in the pan, but no fallout. And then back in with the fluffy brush we used for the crease, no added shadow. Again, just a super little quick blend. Using my NYX glitter primer as always, I'm going to tap some of that on my lid along with my eyeshadow primer. I love NYX glitter glue. Again, it keeps my shimmers intact and they don't crease or settle into fine lines. So it's hard to decide what Super Shock shadow to use. I really think I want to use the shade Frightful. That was that one that was that kind of blue purple with the black base. And I think I'm going to use my finger with this shadow, pick it up. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that beautiful? And I'm going to focus that on the outer portion of my lid. Again, adding a little more depth to the look. Ooh, that is so pretty. That is very deep and dark and shifty. In fact, that would be, even though it's a shimmer Super Shock, it would be a pretty outer corner shade. It is applying beautifully. It's so soft to the touch. And I like that as another deeper option for some depth. I of course want to test out the shimmers in the palette as well with a brush. I like to apply with my finger and a brush, show you if it works in both ways in the palette. Now again, I love this deep dark sparkle shade, but since we put that deeper Super Shock, I feel like we need something a little bit lighter. So I'm going to go into the purple shimmer called Have a Stretch. I was debating between the teal and the purple, but we might put that teal on our lower lash line. And picking that up on a brush, I'm going to focus that on the inner portion of my lid. Ooh, that is so pretty. And that is blending in beautifully with our Super Shock Frightful. Now, picked up and applied perfectly with a brush. So for my lower lash line, like I said, I really want to use the teal shade, and that is called Hitchhikers. Now, it is a shimmer, but I think if we buff it on the lower lash line, we'll get that really pretty blue that will tie in with the blue in the Super Shock. Oh yeah. that was the perfect choice. Isn't that pretty? And even though it is a shimmer, it is beautiful on the lower lash line. It's a very opaque shimmer, not a sparkly shimmer, more of a shimmer than a sparkle. So it is perfect for the lower lash line. I love that. So for the inner corner highlight, because we are going to use the Super Shock as a highlight, let's try out the white sparkle shade in the palette. And that shade is called the Bride. So I'm going to pick that up on a kind of dense packer brush and put that on the inner corner. Ooh, yeah. That was the perfect inner corner highlight choice. Now, of course, you could use the Super Shock as well, which would also be beautiful, but I definitely want to use that as a highlight. One last blend, basic with the fluffy brush, just to kind of blend everything out. Let me go ahead and put on some liner and mascara. I'll be back and we'll use that Super Shock as a highlight and we'll try out the lip product. So I have added mascara, liquid liner, and then I popped a gel liner in my waterline that I think pairs perfectly with this look. It's from Juvia's Place. Like I said, all of the other makeup I'm wearing will be down in the description box. So now let's test out the liquid lips and the lip gloss in the collection. So first, let's do the lip gloss all on its own. Again, this is a pH lip gloss, so it should change color based on my pH. It smells really good. It has kind of a berry vanilla scent to it. You can see when I first applied it that it was very, very sheer, but as it sits on my lips, it is getting a little bit of a pink color. I actually really like this. This is a beautiful lip gloss all on its own. It feels really good on the lips. It's not sticky. It feels really good, and wow, I like the color. Way to go, Colourpop. This is stunning. We are going to test this over the top of a liquid lip as well. I always put a lip gloss on top of my liquid lipstick. So let's try the neutral lippy first, only because this is one that I know that I won't be wearing today. I'm kind of gravitating towards the purple. So let's test this one out. So it has a really good kind of sweet vanilla scent to it. It went on really, really nicely. I actually like it a little bit more than I thought that I would. Like I said, I think it's an interesting addition to this collection. It's very neutral, very basic, not really screaming Haunted Mansion, but it's a really pretty neutral lip color, nude. It feels really good on the lips. I can feel it drying down, but it's not Sahara Desert dry. It still gives a creamy feel to the lips. It's definitely a liquid lip I could wear on its own, which says a lot, because a lot of liquid lipsticks, like I said, can be really, really drying, and I actually really like this color. So now I have to decide, do I want to wear the vampy one today or the purple one today? I'm kind of leaning towards the purple, so let's do the vampy color next. I really, really love this. Ooh, I love this. This is legit goth vampire Halloween spooky season, all in a lippy. This is really beautiful. If you focused on a lot of the grays and then that deeper brown that we put in the outer corner and then this black kind of shimmer, this lippy would look so good with that look that has a little bit more deep and dark. I love this. And like I said, it's dried down. It's completely dry. It does have a little bit of transfer, but not bad at all. And it feels so comfortable. I'm actually impressed with how comfortable the liquid lip feels. I actually need to break out a makeup wipe to remove this liquid lipstick. That says a lot. That means that it should stay on the lips all day, or at least through eating and drinking. So let's do the lippy I think I'm going to wear today. And that's that more purple leaning color. Hi, yes, this is so pretty. It's pretty dark and vampy too, but I love this color. It is definitely not as purple as it looks in the tube. It is more of a kind of mulberry color, but look how perfect it pairs with this look. Again, this feels so good on the lips. I could literally wear just this liquid lipstick, and that's not very common for liquid lips in my opinion, but I definitely want to put the gloss over the top. I really, really like this gloss. And it seriously smells so good. That's so pretty. So there's the liquid lip with the gloss. And then lastly, let's apply the Super Shock as our highlight. And again, that was the shade Creepin'. So I'm picking that up on a highlight brush. I'm hoping this is everything I want it to be in a highlight. Oh, Look at that. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh my goodness. I love that. It definitely has a bit of a purple blue shift. That is so pretty. Oh my goodness. Isn't that stunning? Wow. Wow, wow. This is beautiful as a super shock or a highlighter. I'm going to get fully ready for the day, and then I'll be back to share with you my final thoughts on the Colourpop Haunted Mansion collection. So let's go over my final thoughts on the Colourpop Haunted Mansion collection. Let's go ahead and start with the Glitterly Obsessed Glow in the Dark Body Glitter. I didn't try this out because she's chunky and you definitely have to take a shower to wash it off, but I think this is a perfect addition to this collection. It's glow in the dark. I mean, that is everything Haunted Mansion in Halloween, so I can't wait to use this. And like I said, I can see myself getting quite a bit of usage out of this. I feel like this is one of the things that may have been sold out. Again, everything for the collection is linked down below, but again, I think this was the perfect addition. And now the Super Shock shadows. Again, I love these. I love the one we used on our lid. I love the one we used as a highlight. That could be an inner corner highlight as well. These are the perfect colors for this collection. I love everything about them. I think they're beautiful. And since I don't reach for single shadows a lot, I almost didn't get these, but I'm really glad that I did. The quality is really nice. They're sparkly, they're shifty. They're everything I would want in a Haunted Mansion Super Shock shadow. And then the lippies. Pleasantly surprised on the liquid lips. Even the neutral shade, I really like it. The nude shade, I think it's beautiful. I love the color I have on today. I love that they went deep, dark, and vampy and spooky because again, it pairs perfectly with Haunted Mansion. And then the addition of this gloss and the fact that it's pH changing, color changing, I don't even care about that. This gloss is fantastic. I love how it feels on the lips. It smells amazing. It's not sticky. And the color that it became on my lips was so beautiful. I probably will buy some more of these because this would be an everyday lip gloss for me. I really, really like it, and I think the liquid lipsticks are fantastic. And then lastly, the palette. They killed it. They absolutely killed it with the Foolish Mortals palette. I love that it's cool toned because it gives it a little bit more of that spooky vibe. The color story is beautiful. The shades performed wonderfully. I actually like this shade a lot more than I thought that I would. I still stand by the fact that I wish there was a teal matte, but the palette is beautiful. One thing I didn't point out is this shade right here, this purple shade. This is a pressed glitter, but it's not a regular pressed glitter. To me, it feels just like a really sparkly shimmer shade. I didn't see the fallout and the chunkiness of a pressed glitter, but they do say that that's one of their new formulations of glitters. But the palette is beautiful. This sparkle shade right here, I can't wait to use that. I love that there's inclusions of deep shimmers, deep mattes, mid-tone, light mattes, and I love that there are different textures to the shimmers because it makes the palette really, really unique. This is stunning. It's beautiful. I'm so happy I have it. It performed amazingly on the eyes. So overall, I think this collection is fantastic. It's very well done. Everything from the packaging to the color selection, everything is perfection. And it's the only products I've purchased from Colourpop this year. And if these are the only things I pick up, I won't be mad about it because, like I said, the collection is exceptional. So I will link it down below for you. Just keep in mind that if anything is sold out, I believe that they will be bringing back some or all of the collection, but whatever is available, all the information will be in the description box for you, as well as all of my favorite beauty boxes, all of the other makeup that I'm wearing in today's video. If you would like to recreate my complete look, and come follow me on TikTok for a little bit more beauty on a budget. Love, love, love Colourpop's Haunted Mansion collection.